Hello, it's James from JRTBs. It is June the 2nd and it's 92 degrees. Really hot. You can see the bees are just all hanging out outside, trying to stay cool. Look at this. Number 3, you can't even see the 3. There's so many bees. And I was just over at the other apiary trying to make a video, and I guess the phone the phone overheated. So I didn't. I don't know how much I got in and look at it yet, but I guess that happens when it's 92. And I wanted to go down here and go through colony number 7. It's kind of in the shade, so hopefully nothing overheats. This is number 7. This is the colony that swarmed, the first big swarm of the year. And last time I was in here, a little over a week ago, I did see a virgin queen running around. So I wanted to go in and check on the honey stores and also check and see if that queen started to lay yet, if she got mated properly, all that good stuff. There's a lot of bees in the top. And this is the one, make sure you can see, this bottom super with the tape. That one was one of the supers I took off, and I extracted it and put it back on wet. So you'll see what's in there. But a few frames here on the outside that they are just starting to work. I'm gonna see if I could do a little manipulation here and get them towards the middle, so we'll draw them out hopefully. So there's 2 there on the outsides that they're not doing much with. And like I said in other videos, now I have this problem of, see how fat they drew this out, and there was a new one too. So they just drew that out fat and they drew this one out fat. So there's really not much I could do because I can't fit that up against the wall. It'll just get smushed against the wall, and you can't fit it up next to another regular honey frame. So you're kind of stuck with it. You have to just extract it. But I might be able to, let's take a look at this fat honey frame and see what it looks like. Whoa, it weighs a ton, and they're starting to cap it on that side. This side's almost fully capped. This side's only halfway capped. It is heavy. So if I move that over, looks like it tipped a little. So this is another frame they're just starting to work on, and then they drew this one out fat. So I don't know. This always happens to me. So there's another fat frame. These 2 are drawn out perfectly. Go straight down. I mean, the fat frame is okay. It's just a lot of wasted wax because when you cut it all off, it all comes off. So if I well, these 2 are these are pretty much capped here, so they shouldn't draw it out anymore. So I'm gonna put one of these down here. Hopefully they'll work on it. And then this is another empty one. And I drew this side fat, and I drew this side, both of these sides fat, so there's really not much else I can do in here until, I don't think, until I get to extracting this. And then I'll try it again and move some of these to the middle. Alright, let me get this off of here. Yeah, there's about 25 pounds maybe in there. Not full yet. This is the super that I spun out and I put it all back on. Let's just pull one out of the middle and see what they did. The honey flow this season has just been the best I've seen so far as a beekeeper. This is all full. Filled right back up, and they're just starting to cap it. So this has been on here for a little over a week, and it's full. And when I take it off, I'll be able to feel the weight of it, but it looks like they filled it right back up, and hopefully took some of the congestion out of the deep backs underneath. Let's see. Yeah, this one's heavier than the top box. So that's the magic of having drawn comb. Right like that, right over top of their brood nest. They just filled that right up. Okay, I'm going to lower you down a little. Get you closer to the action. Okay. Finish her off. So this one swarmed, so there was definitely a brood break. So I don't think that's why there's not as many bees in this colony yet. And there was only 2 supers. All my other colonies, most of them have 3 supers. And they're all full. They're just not totally capped yet, so I can't take them off and spin them out and get them back on yet. Hopefully next week I can pull some more off. There's a full honey frame. Outside frame, it's completely full, half capped, very heavy. Another heavy frame, all honey. Little pollen in the middle there. Lots of honey. So see, there's really no room up in those top 2 supers to move this honey up. But if I could get some of that extracted, if it was capped, then I could give them some room to move this up. The flow is just crazy. And I see eggs. So that means we have a queen, and there's a funky cell in the middle. Looks like a little supersedure cell. And I don't see any eggs there in the middle. Let me see what's in this cell. Nothing. It's empty, but I'm going to get rid of it. I don't like that. Keep an eye out for the queen. There's not many bees, but I don't know if you could see in the center there, in the sun. You see the little white eggs. And then this frame still, there's just so much honey. It's very heavy. CC means the queen cell was on this at some point. Alright, that's all full of eggs. Another little cell. I don't know if they just built that little queen cup there. It's all full of eggs and there's some young larvae. So that larva is probably day 4, day 5. So I'm assuming that queen probably started laying pretty shortly after I saw her in here. And she was tiny when I saw her. And I'll show you, see if you can see these eggs down in there. Hopefully you can see that with the sun. Oh, and there's the queen. I'm swinging this all over the place, and she's right there in the corner. Beautiful. You see her there? Okay. I'm going to mark her. Just lay the frame down real gently. We're going to mark her red. She looks nice and big. Yeah, wait till she gets back onto the comb so I can get her. Now she's trying to go underneath. And I think she just went to the other side. Yeah. Okay. Just got to be patient with this and let her crawl up the sides because she tries to get out first. Okay, I got her in there. Get my red. I'm not really liking the red. When it dries, it's kind of hard to see. See if I can get this on video good. Alright. Just sliding this up a little slowly. There's the red dot. See her in there with the red dot. Okay. So I'm gonna put her down and let it dry. She's doing good. Starting to lay. Theoretically, I probably could just close the hive up, but since I'm in here, I want to check it out. See if she has, see how much space she has in here to lay. So there's an awful lot of honey. I just want to make sure they're not making any weird cells. That's all larvae. Larvae and eggs. No cells. Larvae and eggs. And what's good about, brand new queen, usually they're really not looking to swarm. They're brand new. They're looking to just lay eggs and grow and collect honey for winter. Next spring is when they'll want to swarm if they make it through the winter. So I think that's why a lot of commercial beekeepers try to requeen every year. And see, this is where brood is hatched out. They're backfill with honey. There's some larvae in there too. Same with this side. There's some larvae there. See, I don't think, I gotta look at my notes, but I don't think that is the new queen's. No, it can't be the new queen's brood because that's 21 days and it hatches. That's probably, could be day 17, day 18, and there was no queen in here at that time. They were making a new one. This is hers, maybe. There's young larvae and eggs. That's definitely hers. Probably just capped. Pollen and honey. This was a new frame that I stuck in there. So was this one, I think. They just drew it out. This is heavy. It's all honey on this side. Honey on this side and eggs. You can probably see those eggs. So she has some room in here. And there's not a, I mean, there's a lot of bees in here, but compared to some of the other colonies, I could throw another super on here just for space. I don't have any more drawn supers, but I don't think they need it yet. And that's all full of eggs and that old dark comb. The flow is still going, but it's been so dry. We've had no rain, so I'm expecting this flow to just come to a halt probably pretty soon, because it's just been so dry. Now it's hot, but it's only hot today. It's supposed to cool back down. This is full of pollen, which is important for all the brood. Pollen and honey. So yeah, there's a lot of honey down here that they could definitely move up. So I'm just going to put it back together the way it was. And at least we have a laying queen in here. We're just going to watch the honey supers. Hopefully they start capping it up this week and I can get it off to give them some more room. Even if this one, if like, see the bottom's all open on both sides. I mean, this is all this year's spring honey. I could take this out, extract it, and put it right back in, right in the middle. But it's just not ready yet. I'm gonna do a shake test. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the liquid there. So it's still nectar. It wouldn't be good to extract it. The moisture content is still too high. But I bet you in a week I could probably take that off and extract it out and get it back in here to give her room. They're getting noisy now because there's no queen. She's sitting over there on the side. This one too, probably the same way. There's a little pollen in the middle, but it's about half capped. All new nectar. I'll check on these in a week and see how they are, and maybe I can extract them, get some room in here for her. Always try to center the frames, keep everything tight. Let's see if the queen is still marked red. Sometimes they clean it off. I haven't seen her spot yet. Yep, there it is. She's got a good mark on her. So I'm going to let her out. There she goes. So they got their new queen. Now she's marked red. Put these supers back on. Queen excluder first. It's heavy. I'm gonna check one of these outer frames. Let me move you up first. Just see if I checked the middle frame and they didn't cap anything yet. Let's just see. full. Yeah, they kept quite a bit of that side, but this side they only just started. And this side is started, capped. This outside frame is almost completely capped. Let's see what this side looks like. So this is the outside frame. Actually, this is completely capped. And normally they start from the inside and work their way out. It looks like they're working from the outside in. So this would probably be ready probably about a week. It'd be great if I can give them, a whole empty super and a couple empty deep frames in about a week, and that's a lot of honey. And then this top, let me check one of these too. The top super has quite a bit of honey, but it's not completely capped yet. Yeah, this side's not as capped. They're just starting it. So I don't know if this is the warm side or the cold side. I don't know if that has anything to do with it this time of year, but these two are capped and the rest are starting to cap. There's still a little bit of room left in here. I don't know if they're going to draw them out or not, because now we got those bunch of those fat frames. So I'll just give them another week and check on everything. Hopefully I can get some of that honey off. I'm happy they made a new queen. This was my best colony last year. And so they made a new queen from that queen's genetics, and I still have, I caught that swarm, so I have that queen in the box. I have a couple splits that I made from her, so definitely have her genetics. Alright. Hopefully everyone is doing good with their bees, and hopefully we don't have any more swarms. I did have a swarm. I think it was Monday, on Memorial Day. I watched it. Came out of number 8 when I was doing some inspections. It came out of number 6. I watched them boil out. They headed up towards the house. They went through the hedgerow, and they were up in a tree over in my neighbor's property, about 15 feet up. And I got a step ladder, I got a 12-foot step ladder, and I tried to get up there, but it was too sketchy. So we were just gonna watch them, and literally I was talking to my neighbor. They all took off, and I don't know if you ever heard a swarm, but wherever they were going, they headed up, like over his house that way, and it looked like they split up. So there could have been maybe a couple virgin queens. I don't know, it was a big swarm. I have no idea where they went. As far as I know, that's probably the first swarm I remember getting away from me. There probably was more that I just wasn't home and didn't even know about, but yeah, anyway, that was swarm number 5. And I'm still finding queen cells in some of the colonies, and most of them have been requeened already. And I've got some splits. The other apiary, one of those little colonies I think swarmed, so they're making a new queen. But yeah, hopefully that's the end of swarming. And I already there's enough honey here to deal with. Like, they don't need to make any more honey. I just need to get it off. They just need to cap it so I can get it all off and get the boxes back on, just so they can move honey out of their brood box, so they can continue to lay brood all summer. And then pretty soon In the next few weeks I'll be starting to do mite washes and checking all the colonies for mites and figuring that out. All right, good luck with your bees. I'll talk to you soon.